I'd just like to say that we had a large pool of candidates that applied for the position. Our two finalists were outstanding candidates. We had overwhelming support for both candidates from the community, from the cabinet, from the associations. Absolutely fantastic candidates. It was a hard choice. I'm very excited about the choice we made, and I think this bodes very well for Sunnyside in the future. So, good morning, and I'd like to introduce Daniel Fernandez, who is our board president.
Good morning. It's certainly an early start after a late board meeting. I don't know if you heard, but we were deliberating until about midnight last night. And that, I think, goes a lot to tell you about the quality of the candidates that we had. Both Dr. Valenzuela and Mr. Holmes were excellent choices as finalists. And it really boiled down to we needed someone who could hit the ground running on day one. And Mr. Holmes is the person who wouldn't have that steep learning curve. While Dr. Valenzuela is a talented man, and we're really lucky to have had him a part of our process, we needed someone who could come in on day one and really pick up the mantle. So we're really lucky that we have Mr. Holmes, who's agreed to join us here at Sunnyside. Before I read his bio and tell you a little bit more for those of you that don't know him, I wanted to share a few quick things. The first is because we believe in transparency here on Sunnyside at all levels of government. We think it's important. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is releasing all of the comments that were collected over the last couple of months from people who participated in the process. So from the first community town halls that we had to meetings with the business community, which are already publicly available, to the notes that were taken by cabinet, the 3 associations, and over 200 members of our community who participated in the 2 community forums on both of the candidates. So that way everyone can go ahead and see the kind of feedback that we got, which was overwhelmingly positive about both men. The other thing is we are already releasing the contract so that everyone can go and see it. There is no reason for us to have to wait until people ask us what's in the contract. So thanks to Mr. Holmes' willingness and the board's support on this, we're going to be releasing the contract and all of those public documents about the search process online in the next coming days. As soon as those are made available, we'll make sure that we send out a link to everybody on our website so you can go ahead and check it out. So with that, let me introduce to you the next superintendent of Sunnyside Unified School District. He is a career educator. He has been an accomplished administrator in the Tucson area with over 20 years of successful service here in public education. Steve has proven his ability to strategically manage and implement large-scale systemic efforts through strong collaboration with administrators. And I think for me, as a graduate of Sunnyside High School, and as a member of this community who's lived here my entire life, one of the most impressive and important things about choosing Mr. Holmes was the fact that he is a product of our district. And I think for us to be able to have for our students a role model who is actually a product of our district, we can hold him up as an example of this is what our students can accomplish and we expect them to be able to do. So he has received education both here in Arizona, he's gone to Harvard, he has studied under some of the best superintendents in the country in Boston. He's also been at TUSD, and we're sorry to steal him. One of our fellow colleagues from the TUSD board is here, but she's also a Sunnyside employee, so thank you to Crystal Foster for letting us steal him back. But I think it's extremely important that we highlight that Steve is a part of this community, it's in his DNA, and one of the things that we're really grateful is that we were able to have such broad support from employees to the business community to members of the public, parents, teachers, and everyone in between. So with that, I'll introduce to you Mr. Stephen Holmes.
Wow. I am deeply honored and humbled just to stand here before you all and with this unique opportunity. I thank the governing board for their support, specifically for allowing me to have this opportunity to serve as superintendent in a district where I was honored to actually be here K-12 and be in the public school system here. Went through our schools, know our playgrounds, know our unique landmarks across the district and places to eat, and more than anything, our community. You know, I mentioned this in the interview. My grandmother still lives here in the community. She's 97 years old. Will be 98 this year. She still remembers me, yes, by name. My nana's still all there. So hopefully that runs in the family. My genes will kind of show some of that memory, keep going. But I am just humbled deeply. I feel like this is home. I feel like this is a calling for me. All my years in education as a teacher, administrator, serving in the central office, different capacities have prepared me, I believe, very well for the unique opportunities that are now being offered here in Sunnyside. I'm excited. I'm going to relish in the opportunities, but I know right away we have a lot of work to do, a lot of hard work to do, and that's not lost upon me. We have a lot of trust that we still need to regain in our community, so that there's faith in what we do as administrators, faith in what we do as governing board members, and more importantly, that people are convinced that we're doing things for the right reasons. And I'm prepared to make sure that we rebuild that trust and capitalizing on the work that Dr. Favela has done. I can't stand here without acknowledging the wonderful transition work that she has done to regain some of that confidence back in the district. Hopefully, definitely momentum from her work moving forward. People get to know me for who I am, defined by what I've done here in the community, what I've done in other communities. But we have a lot of work to do there in that area. Also, equally important, we have some serious budget challenges facing us, and we have to make some fairly quick decisions around budget shortfalls. At the same time, we have to look critically long-term planning so that we continue to look at how we compensate our employees. I know there's some studies going on Dr. Bergman has embarked on by the governing board to start looking at what are ways that we can look at ensuring that we're compensating employees appropriately. But in this challenging age of our work with budgets, we know that that's going to be a continued work in progress. And how we look at our budgets critically, how we look at our budgets transparently, so communities are very aware of what we really have there, what's really available, so that we can take care of our own. And so we're going to have to continue to look at the trust component working hand in hand with this whole idea of transparency with budget, because a lot of that's going to be what's going to set us apart and bring back that whole community feeling like, hey, we're doing the right thing. And that's a big goal of mine. And then lastly, but equally important, is that we have to refocus our efforts, particularly on the achievement of our kids in our schools. We have great teachers. There's no question. Every day in every classroom, we've had great teachers, great colleagues, great administrators, great things happen in our classrooms every day. How we then harness the greatness that we have to collectively improve our schools and become the best schools that we know we're capable of doing. All of us that have had the unique opportunity to go through the system know that the quality of our teachers, know the quality of individuals that Sunnyside has produced. We have, great teachers that are still here. We have administrators that come from here. We've had politicians, congressmen, lawyers, judges. We've had police chiefs. I mean, you name it. We run the gamut of professionals who have come through this system because it's a good system. It's something that we need to honor and harness and continue to make the best system. And I know collectively we can do that work. And I just want to serve with you. If those of you know me, I want to collaborate with you. I have some ideas of how we can go about making the change necessary to improve our district, but I can't do that alone, and I won't do that. I'll do that only with the input from many of you that are here in this room, community, and our governing board to provide guidance on how we're going to make this district the premier district here in Arizona, and I have no doubt about it. So I thank you.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us. I know that you'll join me in welcoming him over the next couple of weeks and days. As he mentioned, we have a lot of tough choices that need to be made in the next 30 days. So we're very lucky to have him come on board. We're looking forward to the opportunities that we will have to work together. But really, I think above all, we're so proud to have a product of our own district come back and join us. So again, thank you all so much for coming, a part of your early morning, and joining us for this special announcement. Thank you.